welcome again. I'm still Swift Aderinto, and this segment is called Post and Perspectives. The idea is we want to get your feedback because we care about you. It's not just us talking. We want to know what you're saying, and we love you and we adore you. I want to say thank you so much for taking out your time and to drop those comments and keep doing that. Of course, you should follow us on all our social media platforms at Sook News TV. So let's jump right into it. The first comment we have is from Jude, and Jude says, you people have started again. Oh, we don't need all these arms, please. Let us manage what we have to avoid stories of Boko Haram and USAID Wahala. And of course, this is under the topic of UK invest 240 million to boost Nigerians' agriculture. Let me take the next one before I engage my people on the table. The next one is from Shegun Daniel. Hi, Shegun Daniel. How you doing? And Shegun says, this is great. This is a great improvement towards the agricultural sector in Nigeria. This will encourage more farmers to explore large acres of amiable land. Also, there needs to be major solution to the prolonged period of drought and that has affected a lot of southwest farmers. And so on this note, Doctor, I am on to you. So he's talking about it is a good improvement towards agriculture. What's your take on this, sir?
Well, we've spoken extensively on this while the show is on. We do hope that this is going into agriculture. And I think that is the sentiment that a lot of people are having when foreigners are coming to your environment. Because we know that even in Freetown, there are no free meals. We need to know what the motives are. If it is to raise and produce food for the UK economy, it's make a lot of sense. But other than that, we just have to be sure that this also is channeled by the appropriate authorities in these states to specific agricultural program that we actually provide benefit for the people and that we can see it measurable. That after 8 years of this funding, we'll be able to say, yes, agriculture in this particular sector had grown by this percent, thanks to the 204 million grant.
All right, talking about somebody who wants to go into agriculture. I'm coming back to you, Blessing. And someone says, this is still part of Nigerians' money and they will take it back from the other side. Blessing, please, how do you disabuse Champion says it's part of Nigerian money. They are going to take it back. They are not loading us anything.
I'm not sure I can really disabuse his mind because implementation alone is going to take 95 million pounds. So that's more like saying you're giving 204 million pounds. 95 is for implementation. Who are those who are going to implement? So already you've taken like a third of 1/3 of what you were given. But I think there's a better way we can do this. If we have our own plan and then aids are coming, it is easy for us to say, okay, nice that you're giving us money, but this is where we think these monies can go into. And then we involve the necessary agencies of government, the relevant agencies of government that can function in certain areas. These implementation, is it possible that we all have people, we have capacity to handle this? That way, it is not as if you are giving us a lot of money, but that money, not all of it is even coming. It goes the same way with loans. So XYZ amount of money is loans to us, but some of the money goes for facilitation and all the other processes that are involved. At the end of the day, you do not receive exactly the amount of money that you're taking, but you still get to service the loan and pay it up. So I think it's for us to do the needful, so we're not just like beggars without choices.
Talking about doing the needful, again, I'm going to say brilliantly spoken, Blessing. The next topic you all treated is custom agents reject NPA's 15% and tariff hike. And this one is a very emotional one for Priya. So Priya, I'm going to come to you on this one. We have Gladys, and Gladys Godwin says neighboring countries with more efficient and cost-effective ports will become far more attractive alternatives, leading to an increased cargo diversion. What do you think, Priye?
Well, it's not emotional for me.
Yes.
But my concern is...
no, Priya, I just said you. I didn't say you cried.
My concern, yes, I know. My concern is this, that look, the tariff, while the NPA have a justifiable reason, so I think the government should come in a mediatory way where we can say, okay, equipments that are coming into the country for manufacturing purposes, raw materials that will be brought into the country for manufacturing purposes should be exempted from that tariff. Then manufactured products, most especially the ones that we have local ones that can substitute for them, should be highly tariffed so that we, like Donald Trump, we cannot just open our doors wide without checkmating.
Without $5 million.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, so someone else is here, and of course we have Ernest, and Ologun Ernest comes and says, these guys in this government are doing the needful and the wrong time, and also in an uncoordinated form. This would further increase inflation. Blessing is smiling at me. Blessing, do you think this would increase inflation?
Yes, it would, because if you're already, if you want to implement 4% levy from customs and then 15% tariff hike on the by the Port Authority, then of course add it up. So the customs agents would also pass on this to the end user, the customers, which is you and I. So it's definitely going to increase the cost of goods. Services will increase because they also make inputs.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I think what we should do, if you want to increase tariff, you can have marginal increase so that the increase is not so significant to the extent that it leads to a very high increase in price of goods. We're fighting inflation. By the time we implement this by 1st of March, just check what the inflation rate will be at the end of March and April.
Wow, talking about some rates and significant differences. We have Undi Imeruwa. Please forgive me if I've murdered your name. It's a very beautiful name, by the way. You say you are speaking out against landlords increasing rent, but see nothing wrong with customs increasing charges. This is for you at the table. At the ports, 99% of building materials and other essential commodities are imported. So if the CBN really wants to fight inflation, such charges should be cancelled. We have Felix O, who says these people are clueless with zero empathy. In case they don't know, the wicked action will further raise inflation, which is what Blessing has said. It is called raising the burden and sorrows of customers. NPA must reverse this increment. And then, of course, we have something on CBN rejects 1.6 trillion Treasury bills bid, and this is from Akporo took his time and he says, don't let anybody tell you there's no money in this country. Who is now subscribing to all these treasury bills? There has been 2 auctions in the space of 2 weeks with over 5 trillion naira that has been, and there has been recorded subscriptions. Someone else says, that is Batumas says, I do hope the Naira will sustain its appreciation momentum. Anyway, the treasury bills of over 700 billion would subscribe to over 2 trillion is positive. An MPC retaining rate isn't surprising to me. Inflation against yield is positive for the first time in ages. And of course, the last statement we have is from Inezi Maddox, and that one takes his time. He says the Tinubu government's plan to secure 6 more World Bank loans totaling to 2.23 billion is yet another sign of reckless borrowing without accountability. Nigeria is already drowning in debt with billions borrowed under Buhari's administration, yet to show any meaningful impact. Now, Tinubu wants to pile on more debt, further mortgaging Nigerians' future while citizens struggle under economic hardships. Where's the transparency? What happened to all the previous loans? Instead of borrowing endlessly, why not focus on cutting governance waste and fighting corruption and boosting local production to generate revenue? This government is pushing Nigeria into deeper economic crisis while ordinary people bear the burden of their mismanagement. At this rate, the future generations will be paying for the incompetence of the leaders of today. And Fire says another tax and increase in cost of power loading. As a matter of fact, expect more tax each time a new loan is announced. I'm so sorry, those are all the messages I could take today, but I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Of course, my name is Swift Aderinto, and I'm handing over to the amazing team of the front burners. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, from Post and Perspectives, we come back to the front burners side. Yes, all of it is front burners, but you need a different segment. Before we go, just to remind motorists that Dangote Refinery has reduced the price of PMS by 65 naira. So for stations, one of the stations was called out, and the price at which they sell in Lagos, MRS sells 860 naira per litre in Lagos, 870 naira per litre in the southwest, 880 naira per litre in the north, 819 naira per litre in the south and southeast. I had to make mention of that because as of this morning already in Lagos, it's been experienced that the price of transportation fares have increased, perhaps owing to the ongoing strike by the Tanker Drivers Association because of the issues, the problems that they're having with the task force and some of allegations that they've made against the Nigerian police regarding harassment and extortion. Well, we do hope that issue is resolved. In the meantime, if you're buying fuel at 860 naira per litre, there should be no justification why the price of transportation fares should increase significantly. Let's be human here and wear human face when we do certain things. I understand that the next thing that will come up is that they tell you they need some time. Well, this time should be as short as possible. I'm Blessing AHA. The show continues tomorrow, which will be Friday, the 28th day of February 2025. It's not a leap year, so that means that February ends tomorrow. Doug.
Ida Hosais, my name. Is an amazing thing that in my lifetime I'm seeing that things goes up and they are coming down. And it's a sign of good things happening that the Dangote Refinery is setting just huge standard for the Nigerian NPPCL. And I think by this time, if NPC cannot respond adequately and appropriately, I think Dangote should just manage all of us. It will be a much more relief for the society to see that refinery can actually make profit and they can sell fuel and they are able to pay back what they invest. We are in good time. Better days are ahead. Stay glued to Souk News Television, where we tell you where the opportunities are and how you can make your life better.
And for me, I believe competition is a healthy ground, not only for the competitors, but also for the consumers at the help of society. Whilst Dangote has come into the picture to bring some form of level playing ground, we would like to have some other Dangotes who want to come into the frame of things, build refineries in different parts of the country so that the man at the head of society would be an
demand and supply. Demand and supply.
Will always be at the advantage. I am Oye Priye Kromale. See you tomorrow.